even before they're done with Obamacare, even before they're done with Dodd-Frank, even before they're done with the EPA swallowing up more and more of our industries and our farms and our ranches and our public utilities. It's more and more. We got to get more and more and more. And just to show you how utterly and completely irrational these people are, what complete ideologues they are, have you noticed how cold it is outside? 2/3 of the country. It is friggin' cold. And they're still pushing their global warming agenda. Just don't call it global warming. That'll fix the whole thing. Climate change. That covers every possibility. Because climate does change. We call it weather. So, that covers everything. So, keep regulating, keep taxing, keep mandating. Climate change. Sick, isn't it? But they're not done. They have control over your health care. And now they want control over your food. This from Bloomberg. Not the idiot mayor. The idiot mayor's news service. Americans should pay taxes on sugary sodas and snacks as a way to cut down on sweets, though they no longer need to worry about cholesterol, according to scientists helping to revamp dietary guidelines as U.S. obesity levels surge. Wait a minute. That's a mouthful. That run-on sentence, that's a mouthful. Americans should pay taxes on sugary sodas and snacks as a way to cut down on sweets, though we no longer have to worry about cholesterol? What happened? I mean, it's like global warming. I don't know. Call it climate change. I guess we should change the word cholesterol, too. Well, we were wrong for 4 billion years. No. Cholesterol's fine. Go ahead. Eat whatever crap you want. We're going to tax it. So now you don't have to worry about cholesterol. They haven't made up their minds on chocolate. Yes, good. That dark chocolate, good. The light not so. Oh, no, you can eat that. Don't eat that one. The recommendations Thursday from the Dietary Guidelines Advisory Committee. Did you know there was a Dietary Guidelines Advisory Committee? Who are the morons who sit on this committee? I don't know, but I'm sure they are morons. Also call for Americans to reduce meat consumption and take substantial sustainability into account when dining. Is this what you do, folks? You sit down for dinner and you're talking to your significant other and you're saying, among other things, hey, have you ever considered a genitalia change? But anyway, no. I mean, you're sitting there, you're having dinner, and you say to them, let's talk about sustainability when we're consuming our food, shall we? Does anybody think like this other than the morons who are putting out this crap? Why is the government... I mean, what is happening to this country where we have a Dietary Guidelines Advisory Committee? They've gotten cholesterol wrong for apparently decades. They want to tax sugary sodas and snacks. Why? Because they can. A Dietary Guidelines Advisory Committee... Let me ask you a question, ladies and gentlemen. Particularly those of you who are 18 and older. Do you feel like you're an adult? Do you feel like you can make your own decisions about what you're going to eat or not eat? I mean, if you don't, why should you have the vote? It seems to me if you don't get to make your own decisions about dietary laws or you're incapable of it, not that you won't do what you're being told to do, you know. Watch that methane. But my question is this. Why should somebody have the right to vote if they don't know what they want to eat? If they need the government to tell them to eat. It's sort of like, you know, you get on the airplane and they go through the rigmarole about how to use a seatbelt, Mr. Producer. My attitude is if you don't know how to put on a seatbelt, then get the hell off the plane. What are you doing on the plane? Well, you do the buckle like this, and you put the buckle. I'm looking around saying, I don't want to sit next to the guy who doesn't know how to use the seatbelt because something's wrong there. Anyway, why should you be able to vote for our quote-unquote leaders if you need a Dietary Guidelines Advisory Committee to tell you what to eat? And reduce red meat. I like red meat, and I'm not reducing red meat. What do you think of that? What we're calling for, now the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention are involved, having licked all the new diseases that have been imported into our countries, it's moved into food. Center for Disease Control and Prevention. Does it say Center for Disease Control, Prevention, and Food? I thought that was the Food and Drug Administration. Oh, so many. What we're calling for in the report in terms of innovation, okay, this means Obama's Marxists are at play, and bold new action in healthcare, in public health, at the community level. Don't they all talk like radicals, street radicals? Is what it's going to take to try and make a dent on the epidemic of obesity. Committee Chairwoman Barbara Millen of the Millennium Prevention in Westwood, Massachusetts, said in a telephone interview. Suggestions by the nonpartisan panel of academics and scientists have helped shape the school lunch menus. Oh, that's a big success. Yes, I understand the main entree in the school lunch program is cardboard, and kids aren't eating it. Help shape school lunch menus in the $6 billion a year Women, Infants, and Children program, which serves more than 8 million Americans buying groceries from retailers, including Kmart stores and Kroger. The recommendations went to the Departments of Agriculture and Health and Human Services that later this year will issue guidelines used to create the government's icon for healthy diets. Currently a dinner plate that replaced the... What is going on here? What if I want to be heavy? You know, I exercise 3 times a week now. I actually have a professional trainer. He's a great guy, my buddy Justin, because without him I wouldn't do any of this. Because I don't want to exercise. What do you think of that? No. But I have heart issues, and I do what I need to do. But I like to eat certain foods that I'm sure won't be on the list. What are you going to do, drag me to the gulag? What are you going to do, tax me out of existence? Oh, you think this is a joke? Look at the healthcare stuff. Agriculture Secretary Tom Vilsack, another puke, said the 2 agencies will focus on diet and nutrition recommendations, and he declined to comment on any policy initiatives such as a tax. Yeah, it's like our Federal Communications Commission. They are about to regulate, with an iron fist of government, the Internet, and they won't give us the 331 pages to look at. They now want to regulate food, which means they're going to bash food producers, food servers, food preparers, bash them in the submission so your choices are limited, your quantities are smaller, and your prices are higher. That's what government does. Oh, but we believe in government privacy. No, we don't. They're handing out condoms. They're telling us what to eat. They're telling us whose genitals to pay for when they want to change their genitals. Government's everywhere. And it's no joke.